course, the markets and America are keeping a close eye on the midterm results, especially in a handful of key states and even some key counties that all might determine control of the Senate. Lon Moy is here with us on set with what specifically to watch for as we head to the polls. So on.
Well, Brian, voters are casting their ballots today, but some of the most critical races are so close, we might not know the winners for several days or maybe even weeks. Take Georgia. GOP candidate Herschel Walker is running neck and neck with incumbent Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. If neither candidate wins at least 50% of the vote, they'll have to hold a runoff election in December. Meanwhile, in Arizona, Democratic Senator Mark Kelly is duking it out with Republican Blake Masters. This morning, there were reports of issues at tabulators at about 40 polling sites. Officials said they are working on the problem, and a new law requires a recount in Arizona if the margin of victory is half a percentage point or less. Maricopa County, which includes Phoenix and its suburbs, plans to have election workers in place past Thanksgiving and into Christmas. Now, over in the House, there are roughly 36 toss-up races. The bulk of them are held by Democrats, and 2 in Virginia could give us an early indication of how the night is going to go. Democratic Representative Abigail Spanberger is in a tough fight against Latina conservative Yesli Vega in the 7th District. And Representative Elaine Luria, a Navy veteran who was on the House January 6 committee, is facing off against another female naval officer, Jen Kiggins. Now, both of these Democrats are moderates who helped flip the House back in 2018. Now, Brian, they are called frontliners for a reason.
Yeah, Virginia, too, one of the more interesting states, your home state, by the way. My folks are still there as well. When are we going to start to know? Virginia's pretty good about counting quickly, correct? When will we start to really get a feel?
Yeah, well, Virginia's polls close at 7 p.m., one of the earliest in the country. But, you know, when I was listening to what some of the Arizona election officials had to say, they're thinking maybe 2 a.m. they should have 98 to 99% of the votes sort of counted.
Like 2 a.m. our time or like 2 a.m.
Arizona
weird
time.
Arizona, which is like
in time for WEX.
Well, so I'm hosting WEX tomorrow morning, so we might be learning.
Might have some results from Arizona. But like I was saying, I mean, if a recount is triggered, and by the way, this new law came about because of the 2020 presidential election where President Biden won by 0.3 of a percentage point. If this new law is triggered, this could go through the end of the year. So it could be a very long time before we get final results.
Obviously, Georgia, too. They've got kind of the same law. And there's a third-party candidate in Georgia that's polling at like 1.5%. I mean, that might be, this third-party candidate may be the difference.
Yeah, and that's really important because when you look at some of the recent polling numbers, it shows that the candidate who potentially could win is just under 50%, maybe 49.5% of the vote. And if they don't hit that 50% threshold, you need a whole nother election and a whole new set of dynamics could come in play.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.